Why do some people crush the game of life while others lose terribly? What if I told you that the key to winning the game wasn't even to play, but to create it? Are you finding yourself lagging behind the pack? You're constantly being penalized and being told, do not pass go, do not collect $200, and this video might be for you. If you think of a game, games in their essence are metaphorical. They're like abstract in nature, right? There has to be a perceived winner and a loser. Games are merely concepts created by haves and have-nots. But I would argue, what is a game at all without willing participants who actually desire to play? When we were young, we all played games. Games are fun. Games in their nature bring out happiness. It brings out a jovial nature in us as people, as human beings. We love to kid around. I mean, who really wants to be serious all the time? So that's not really like cool, right? Games bring happiness, games are fun, but games can also get very competitive. Games can bring out the worst in people. Games can make you forget that your friend is your friend, that your mom is your mom, your dad is your dad, and your coworker is your coworker. Games trigger psychological responses in our brains, which put us into a sense of like fight or flight, if you will. Because our primitive minds desire to dominate, control, and subdue the land that we're in, or the people, or the games we're playing, for instance, it will cause you to look at specific people in specific situations as barriers to your ultimate goal, which is to win. But my findings have shown that this mindset is not actually what we want, it's what we were taught. And that's dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because it ruins opportunity for growth. It ruins opportunity for creativity. It ruins opportunity for you to reach the highest possible levels through collaboration with other high-level players. So I'm going to break down 4 principles to win the game of life. Starting with number 1, stop playing the game you were taught. This is the game, as adults, as we now know it, to wake up and do the shit you hate. Really. Most people, most adults are not living fulfilling lives because they have adopted a game that they never wanted to play. Most people are losing at the game of life because they have chosen to willfully participate. They have adopted the game as their own. Unbeknownst to them, this game already has clear winners and losers. Now you would ask, Cassian, how in the world do you stop playing life? You can't turn life off. I'm not referring to life as though you turn off the switch and just go blank and you don't wake up. No, I'm not talking about that life. I'm referring to the school to mental incarceration pipeline. The most tender years of your life as a child are between the ages of 3 and 9 years old. Your mind between those years is constantly growing. It's palpable, it's moldable. It can be shaped and molded to actually become whatever it's being taught, whatever it's being told. So if your mind is not consistently at the very earliest stages of life being told about its ultimate potential to become whatever it is you want, however way you want, and whatever way you plan on getting there, you'll conform to the ideologies and views of an individual who wants you to simply become someone that you're not. This mental stage of incarceration that I speak of after school comes from you being stuck in a dead-end job, dead-end career, a dead-end relationship, a dead-end circumstance that you feel absolutely bound to with no recourse of getting out. You ask the average person, just talk to anybody, outside, at your job, at your local barbershop, Target, Walmart, wherever you shop, it doesn't really matter. Ask them how life is going. What do they say? I'm just getting by, I'm just trying to make it out here, it could be better. Oh, bro, like, why can't you make it better? What is stopping you right now from putting together a strategic plan of action to get you out of the circumstances that you don't want to be in? These kind of people have adopted the game. They have adopted the system that has funneled them into a life of slavery and servitude that they absolutely don't enjoy. But who would really enjoy slavery or a life of servitude if inwardly you always have aspirations of becoming more, doing more, and having more things in life that you want? The problem is that if you're not shown a clear path on how to get there, if you're not able to explore your curiosity, if you don't have the autonomy or the time for that matter, which is what these kind of lives don't allow, you won't have the ability to pursue a life of purpose. You'll feel stuck, becoming a cog in the machine, feeling stuck like there's no way to get out, and you'll succumb to your circumstances, playing a game that you never wanted to play. So the immediate plan of action is to altogether stop playing. I'm not telling you to quit your job. How do the people say it on the videos when they have to make the quick financial disclaimer to say that this is not financial advice? You did not hear this from Cassie Williams, and I did not tell you to quit your job today. Seriously, don't quit your job. Don't stop getting the money you're currently getting, okay? I'm not telling you to clock out tomorrow and clock your damn boss while you do it. I ain't say that. However, what I did say is to stop playing the game mentally. Stop accepting the patterns and the behaviors of the person who has been playing this game for years and feels stuck like they can't get out. Which leads me to my second point, number 2. Create your own game. This game I'm speaking of, as far as the game that you need to play, is one that is continually being created moment by moment, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. You are 100% responsible for this game. This game is not a game to simply win, but it's a game to master. And it's about you becoming the master of this game. It's about monopolizing your own life. It's about taking control of the board, gaining as much mental real estate as possible to create different avenues, endeavors, and acts of creativity that ultimately lead to the life that you want. The former game that we were taught to play has clear winners and clear losers. But in this game that I'm referring to, because you're creating the game, you get to determine the winners and the losers, with you being the centerpiece of the game. Every board game has an avatar, right? A Monopoly, what is it? The little car, the hat, the boot, whatever. But the piece that you're playing with, the piece that's going to be moving around the board being life, it's your mind. Your mind is the piece that's constantly moving, going from state to state, perceiving the world around it, always taking in new information, and trying to decipher what is the best possible course of action. What will keep me alive? How can I gather as much resources as possible? And how can I make it to level 2 of this game? That's what our minds are always thinking. Constantly, rapidly. You wake up and you see yourself as the main character. You are the main character in your movie. You're constantly pressing towards something. There's a mission that you're trying to beat. There's a place that you're trying to get to. There's an ultimate destination in our minds. That's the game. And whether through activity or inactivity, this game is constantly progressing. Whether you want to recognize the game or not, it's being played. You just get to have a choice or a say from day to day as to whether or not this game is being created by you or you're a player in somebody else's game. And if you're a player in somebody else's game, they have no remorse. They create the rules. They move you across the board where they want you to be. You land on their property and you're paying taxes. They hit you over the head. There's no way to win someone else's game when it's been designed and created for you to lose and for them to win. The goal should be to create your own game. Become the infinite player. Create a winning strategy. Surround yourself with high-level players. Build your own monopoly. Refrain from the temptation of ending the game. Which leads me to principle number 3, which is become the infinite player. All good players in every game, they recognize this, especially when it's a group activity, which is what life is, right? It's a group activity. You're meeting people, you're going places, you're constantly in someone else's sphere or they're in yours of influence. And what tends to happen from time to time? Partnerships. And these partnerships are crucial to your progression. Bro, they'll either make you or break you. Literally, a low-level partnership with certain players will not only guarantee your losses, they will completely knock you out of the game altogether because they're not taking the game nearly as serious as you. The game of life is just some whimsical thing to them. They wake up, they tend to their pre-programmed habitual habits. They make excuses for the habits as to why they can't stop. They blame other players as to why they're losing the game in the first place, not knowing that being a creator of their own game, they can create their own rules. They can create their own environment. They can curate their own circle of players that can ultimately help them win through collaboration, not competition. And that's another thing. For the people who are actually winning in life, they understand this extremely powerful principle that in order to win a game, there has to be collaboration. At the highest levels, there is only collaboration, not competition. Infinite players know that in order to reach the end game, unity among key players is essential. If any agenda, objective, or goal is to be reached, cooperation is pivotal to keep the game moving. If you would consider yourself an infinite player, which you are, right? This is why you're watching this. You're looking to level up. You're looking to take your life to new heights and new places. You're looking to learn more. You're looking to grow more. Then it's essential you surround yourself with people who desire strongly and passionately to win. Key piece of advice though, these infinite players, they like to play to win too. And most players who are playing to win, they understand that the game itself is played by not only accumulating resources, but becoming one themselves. When you become an indispensable resource to those around you, you become an infinite player because now others are drawn to you. They're drawn to the value that you offer. When you inject yourself into any room, when you're at the table with any person, it doesn't even matter if you're going through the drive-thru. Any place at any time that you have the opportunity to give value to someone, do it. In the early stages of creating your own game, it's important that you get your reps in. It's important that you're always learning and that you're always growing so that the people you're around can see you as a beacon of light, a door of hope, and a treasure trove for knowledge. This is how you attract high level. This is how you attract high level players. And this is how you gear your mind and create your frame of reference, right? Your tunnel vision to see things in a way that most finite players can't see. And my personal definition of a finite player is a person with a low level perspective on life, unable to recognize the true power within themselves and the intrinsic value that they hold to inject value into the world that they live in. All of us are responsible every moment of the day that we wake up to provide value to somebody else. In terms of entrepreneurship, this is the core of who you are. As a business owner, as a CEO, as a founder, your mind should constantly be in a continual state of growth. If it is not growing, neither is your business. The game of life is very long. It's very, very long. So it's important to know how to navigate. It's important to know where the traps are. It's important to understand the players that you shouldn't be linked with and players that you should be linked with. Though our lives are finite, we can adopt the mindset of an infinite player whose aspirations, goals, dreams, values, right? The purpose that we create through all of our actions, the reality that we're living in and that we're also creating through our actions resonates on a deeper level with those that we are called to serve or called to help. And for my fourth and final principle, you want to think win-win at all times. Now that sounds like you're about to go back into competition mode, right? Oh, I gotta win, like, I'm sorry. That's how me and my friends was when we was younger. It was like games got competitive. Sorry, I'm gonna go there real quick, fellas. Games got competitive. I'm talking about NCAA, Madden, WWE. It didn't really matter what the game was. 2K was the most intense. It got real in 2K. Like those were some really fun times. But games ultimately bring out the highly competitive nature of a person, as I said early on in the video. So what I mean by think win-win is that not only do you create an environment where you can win, you're creating an environment where everyone around you can win. I speak to many entrepreneurs, and the mindset that they have is typically, what can I do to generate the next sale? How can I convince or influence the next person to buy my stuff? And in my mind, I'm thinking, bro, that's not it. That's not the mindset that you want to adopt. As you keep playing the game of life, you tell yourself, 1, I'm not going to play other people's games. 2, I'm actively responsible for creating my own games. 3, I need to become the infinite player that other high-level people would want to link with. And 4, I need to be the resource instead of trying to unethically influence other people to give me their resources. This is a powerful mindset because the state that this puts you in now, you're differentiated from the slime balls and from those who actually want to be of use, who actually want to help. It doesn't matter your career. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You want to adopt the mindset of a person who says, I can't win unless you win. Again, competition is crabby. It says, hey, I have to win at all costs, even if you lose. And that's toxic. Like, bro, why can't I win too? In psychology, this is extremely important. If you're going to win in life, you have to be able to be the person who says, it's important that I win, but it's equally as important for you to win with me, or that we find a way to meet in the middle. And by doing this, you're strengthening the psychological aspect of people, which is the law of reciprocity. Because you help me, I don't mind helping you. Because you're giving value, I don't mind paying for it. That's what that looks like in business. Warren Buffett had a very prolific quote that I love to go by. It says that price is what you pay for, but value is what you get. Finite players only ponder on price. It doesn't matter what the ultimate goal from receiving what that thing is. They're not paying attention to the value, so the price is all that they're worried about. But in the midst of dire circumstances, if there was, let's just say, left ventricle you needed for your heart, your aorta, whatever, your heart esophagus, whatever. When you need something where price isn't even a factor, you're willing to pay your last dime for it. Why? Because the perceived value that you're getting is worth more than the money you're spending in order to get it. And this is the game. This is the game of life. It's you becoming the person who's capable of winning it. It's you understanding that you have the creative, right? The mental functioning, the mental ability to create your own game and create win-win scenarios for people along with yourself. You know, through pushing through barriers, overcoming every trial and circumstance that you're ever going to encounter in life, and that through engaging in meaningful work that brings out a passion in you to help others, to love others, you by default become the infinite player. You win the game of life. So look, it's time that you start navigating through this board game of life and start winning, and winning on your terms, not through the terms and rules that were given to you or handed down to you from others. When you become the infinite player, there's no need to influence, there's no need to try to trick, there's no need to try to lie. You take the mask off, you're able to be who you are, and your character and who you are and the essence of your being persuades people by itself. You don't have to become somebody else to get what you want. You don't have to play other people's games. You don't have to stay inserted in careers and activities and circumstances and places doing specific things that you hate. Once you realize life is a game and you get to play it on your own terms, everything changes. Realize that you're the avatar, you, and you're moving across the board based off of your actions, and your actions create what? Your reality. So look, family, I truly appreciate you diving into yet another video with me. I make these weekly, constantly providing mindset hacks, constantly providing value to those who looking to level up their mind, their business, and create a lifestyle that they love for themselves. I put out videos like this weekly, so if you liked what you liked, go ahead and click like and subscribe for your boy, man. Come on, don't hold back. If you watch this far, come on, you might as well. And I know I also said a couple weeks back that I'm going to be putting out a course. So this course will be based on how to create a digital product for yourself where you can start to create autopilot income, expected income. You'll learn the skills necessary to monetize your interests and create free-flowing ideas for other digital products that you can monetize. But that's it. That's really all I got. I truly appreciate you all. I'll have that landing page coming soon. So for all the early birds, if you opt in, you'll get access to it before the rest. I'm also looking to create a Telegram. Free, of course, it's not paid. So we can come together more as a community and build on one another's wins, help each other become those infinite players in this finite game of life, design our own lifestyles, and ultimately help one another build and create our own realities. So if you like what you like, click like and subscribe. It was a pleasure to be with you all again, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.